Time is many things, her father told her. Time is a circle, and time is a great turning gear that cannot be stopped, and time is a river that carries away what you love. Yo! I'm Hannah's persona, although that doesn't matter. I'm here to talk about the story Some Fortunate Future Day, written by Cassandra Clare. Some Fortunate Future Day is one of the many stories that are in the book Steampunk, edited by Kelly Link and Gavin J. Grant. Steampunk is a subgenre of science fiction or science fantasy that incorporates technology and aesthetic designs inspired by 19th century industrial steam-powered machinery. Thanks, Google, because I had no idea. Some Fortunate Future Day is about a girl named Rose living with robot servants and two robotic dolls, whom are named Cordelia and Ellen, in her father's house that is located in the middle of nowhere. The time setting is unknown, but I believe it is a period where robots are invading. One day while Rose was in her garden, a man named Jonah Lawrence fell from an airship and landed in her garden. While nursing him back to health, Rose is positive that Jonah will fall in love with her. I bet she's a hopeless romantic. A very determined hopeless romantic, in fact. On that note, I can infer that the main character Rose is a teenager, possibly around 17 years old. Unfortunately, I couldn't get that well of a description of Rose, but I think she looks like Audrey Hepburn. I can also say that Rose is desperate for love, always assuming, helpful and heroic, and determined. Even though Jonah was Rose's possible love interest, he was still a bit insignificant. I don't want to spoil anything, but I will say that in this story, along with most of the stories in Steampunk, don't have a definitive ending. Why? I guess we could just make up our own ending. The main conflict is Rose trying to get Jonah to fall in love with her, get married to him, and live happily in the capital in the middle of a war. The two themes I was able to come up with were, no matter how good or bad the situation is, there is always room for hope, and although determination seems as if it's enough, there aren't always happy endings. Don't let that last theme fool you. A lesson that was learned could have been never assume anything, although I don't believe Rose actually learned that, so that's a bit pointless. Anyway! Overall, I love the entire Steampunk book because of all the separate stories and the steampunk style that was presented to me. Actually, after reading the book, I started to enjoy the steampunk kind of style more than I would have ever had if I hadn't read the book. Now, why should you read this book? I don't know. Yeet! Okay, actually though, this book I definitely recommend to those who may not be that interested in reading one book over a long period of time. Like me. I can also say that people who enjoy a little bit of a mix of sci-fi, fantasy, action, adventure, history, and a touch of romance will enjoy this because all of these genres can be found in this book. Thanks for dealing with my sarcasm and my references to old trends, and I hope that I actually made you kind of interested.